Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and I am just delighted to continue everybody but mine's favorite series on this channel. Making these stupid videos is like taking a walk down memory lane and getting mugged. Memory Lane, of course, is only 2 blocks away from 5th Avenue, which is the center of crime in Memoryville. So anyway, if you've been watching my channel for a very long time, believe it or not, I'm already regretting even going here, but you know what? Somebody's gonna ask. Yes, this story might sound familiar, not from the LGS from Hell series, but it was just his own standalone video, although it did occur there. Honestly, that was just a missed opportunity on my part. But the subject of this video decided to threaten me and said he'd release all my personal information if I didn't delete the video despite not identifying him specifically. So I'm like, whatever, this dude strikes me as mentally unstable, to be perfectly honest. The video got 95% of the views it was gonna get. It was a couple days later. I was just like, whatever, fine, I'll delete it. Just piss off. Normally I don't, but it was a really busy, stressful week. Well, you know my personality. Now looking back at it, I'm pissed, and clearly I made the wrong decision. So I very painstakingly found out where this individual lives. And if this little dumbass thinks it's a good idea to threaten me again, he is really going to regret it really fucking quickly, because I take my safety and security pretty seriously. And nobody gets away with threatening me. Also, it just so happens this little asshole is above 18 now. So anyway, with that wonderful intro out of the way, don't forget to check out the rest of the series. I made a playlist, and it'll make you feel a lot better about whatever store you go to. So this happened several months at least after I stopped playing Friday Night Magic at my old LGS from Hell. I was playing it at a new place quite a bit further away, but I still had my shop, which by the way was not a WPN location. I sold magic products, we just didn't have the seating. So this teenage person that I addressed in the intro of this video walks into my shop and says, hey, I want to sell a deck, because everybody knows if you're going to sell something, do it at my shop, because I pay way more than anybody else. I mean, other people, you're lucky if they give you 50% in-store credit. I'm like, here, same day, 70% upfront cash. So this dude who like never has any money because, you know, teenager, duh, he walks in with this insanely expensive deck. Like, we're talking several hundred, and it's in a format he doesn't play. He only played standard as far as I know. And it was like a pretty decent pre-made, I want to say commander deck. I don't think it was modern, but there was like some lands in there. I mean, it added up, and he's, asking a pretty reasonable price, honestly. And I'm like, okay, well, there's 8 different red flags. So I don't remember what reason I said I was rejecting it. I was just pretty damn sure that it was stolen. I also didn't want to sell cards one at a time. And I also suspected that a lot of them were him trying to pass off counterfeits, because I knew he didn't have the money for a lot of those cards, and they were heavily counterfeited cards. And like, yeah, I could check them, but just everything was a little too sketch. I really didn't like him very much, found him quite annoying. So, obviously I'm not about to do him any kind of favors. So I was just like, nah, dude, I'll pass. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was Commander deck. It was all one of, no play sets, a lot of older mid stuff, but he still wanted me to like move that, not just the expensive cards. It was just a bad card lot. I mean, I usually buy like 5,000 card lots, just filter them all, buy list everything above 10 cents, and that's that, real simple. Or I buy like a binder, which is like all expensive cards. Commander decks are in the middle, and you won't get 4 of anything, so you just get killed on shipping. And he didn't really have a clear answer when I said, well, these are all one-ofs, why don't you just buy list it? You just go to this website or this website, these are the 2 I use, and just, there you go. He didn't really have an answer. He didn't just say, oh, I don't want to take the time, oh, I don't know how to do that, I don't have an account there, I'm under 18 so I can't have an account there, I don't know how to check the version, oh, it's too much work. No, none of that. He was just like, I don't know. So yeah, hard to sell and super sketchy. Nope. So then very shortly thereafter that day, I get a call from another store owner in the area. And they tell me, hey, did so-and-so stop in your shop trying to sell you like this whole deck? And it was super sketch? And I was like, yeah, you didn't buy it, did you? He's like, no, I finally got him to admit what happened. Because he kept saying, I don't know what's in it. I don't know what kind of deck. I don't know where I got it. Finally, he just said, oh, I found it. Like, okay, so in other words, you stole it. He said, no, I found it. I was over at, and then, the name of my old LGS from Hell. And it was just sitting on a table. We're like, so it was someone's. He's like, no, everybody left. We were the only people in the store, and it was sitting on a table, so we took it. And so the owner goes, yeah, that's still stealing. It's just stealing with, I'd say more steps, but it's actually stealing with less steps. So the proper thing to do, obviously, is to take the deck and turn it into the staff that run the store, who, by the way, are massive assholes. But yeah, I mean, who cares? You just be like, hey, somebody left this on a table. Hold it. Like, and then they'd whine and bitch and complain and blah, 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 and I hate my job, and then you'd walk out. Typical average interaction with the assholes that run that place. So the store owner of the store after me in this wonderful crime spree called the original store and said, hey, did anybody report a deck missing? And they said, yeah, they already noticed it was missing at that point because it had already, I think, been a day. And so he's like, yeah, we have it. This person basically stole it. They said, oh, they found it on a table, but, you know, they didn't turn it in. They basically stole it. So I think he actually didn't get banned from that store, which tells you just how low the bar is. I mean, I've reported people and they've been caught cheating 5 times at F&M and they still aren't banned from the store. I mean, you guys think I'm exaggerating in this series about how bad this store was? You have no idea. They might as well have put a sign up in the window that says, only assholes allowed to play here. And then with like a little subtitle under it, you literally can't get banned no matter what you do. Although, if you watch the rest of this series, people did get banned from that store, and what they did is hilarious. Hopefully I told that story in one of them. So, the store owner at, I guess, like the third store, the one that called me, he didn't have a very good opinion of that other store either, but he did, like, run the deck over to them. Or actually, no, I'm remembering that wrong. He made the owners of it come to that store instead, and the owner of the deck didn't like his store. All the stores in my area don't like each other. And the reason that the third store doesn't like the first store, the LGS from hell, besides their pricing model, the way that they cheat the allocations by having multiple addresses that they don't really use, and their ridiculous policies, the way they treat the players, just everything he's heard about them. On top of all of that, he knows that anybody coming from that shop is a massive dick. And so he threw some kind of MTG tournament thing, like a draft thing, and I think it was like a free entry draft, but you had to buy the packs. So they heard, oh, free draft, and these are like the try-hard net decking douchebags who just show up and ruin everybody's event no matter what it is. So they all showed up, used prize packs that they won at F&M, and said, oh, we're entering the draft with these. And he said, no, you aren't. Because they thought free draft meant free draft. No, free draft means a free draft with the purchase of 3 packs at standard retail, which I think he did 3 for $10, so it wasn't even $3.99 a piece. They were discounted. With a little bit of prize support was basically him breaking even on the entire event based on the margin of them. Because you guys know they're like $2.20 or something like that distributor price. So if somebody buys them for $3.33 a piece, basically the entry price is $3 a person, and then you give out about $3 a person worth of prizes and break even. So they expected prize support while buying nothing from him just because the event said free, and got all pissed off when he said, no, you have to buy the packs here. And then I believe they stormed off and he banned them from the store. So that's the caliber of net decking dick that was at that old place. So that was the most recent reason that he didn't like that store. But yeah, he didn't want to really have any interaction for them. So he's not like, hey, I'll run the deck right over to you. I can't wait to see you guys. He was like, tell the owner to come over here and they better be able to prove what's in it. And if I recall, I never found out exactly who the owner was. And I do believe that the owner of the third store didn't want to tell me who it was because he knows I didn't like that person. So helping them out in any way would be bad, and I can't say I've ever seen that deck in play before, but I know who would build that type of deck, and I have it narrowed down to a couple people, and they're all legendary tier assholes. So the moral of the story is, obviously I should have handled this differently. I should have asked who he specifically stole it from, and then fenced it accordingly. And then lie about ever having seen it when he asks around. Just kidding. I won't play that shit, okay? One of the 4 times I've had to pull out my gun and point it directly at somebody, that's right, 4 times, was when somebody else at my shop was trying to sell me clearly stolen property. Clearly. They didn't know anything about it, clear as day. They also refused to show me ID. That's always fun. And there's no particularly polite way to say this, but I suspected that he wasn't a U.S. citizen based on the language that we were using, which wasn't English. Yeah, he started threatening me once I just outright told him, okay, I don't think this is actually yours, so you better take it and get the hell out of here. He was all, oh, you better not call the cops, or better I'll come back here, blah, 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 blah. And he starts reaching. I'm just like, haha, gun in your face, get the hell out of here. Probably didn't look good from that angle on the cameras that he was reaching for his pockets for who knows what, but, you know, I can erase the footage. So yeah, I was getting very sick of people trying to sell me clearly stolen shit at my shop, because it happens a lot. And you know, I wonder how many times people brought in a card lot, and they're just like, oh, these are mine from 15 years ago I used to play. Or, oh, I got these from my friend. I got these from my grandma. I got these from whatever. Oh, these are my kids and he's in the army and he said sell them. Like, you know, they seem nice. Like, no, like, red flags, like, in person with the conversing or anything. They seem to be on the up and up and don't appear to be lying. But, like, what if they are? That's the problem. You never know. That's why the only defense we have is we tell people, immediately report anything that went missing stolen. Now with the police don't give a shit about MTG cards. They disrespect us constantly. You can tell them it's $5 worth of cards. They just somehow don't believe you and think it's some stupid kid's thing. Report it to whatever store you most commonly attend because we will all call each other even though we all hate each other. We'll get that word around in about an hour and everybody will be on the lookout for this. So if somebody's dumb enough to try to, you know, go to, across town or the next town over or whatever, yeah, we all talk, okay? If something matches that description, you're going to be in trouble. We'll just tell you, oh, we'll price it out and we'll, call you back in tomorrow and have you, we'll pay you the cash tomorrow if that's cool. And they're always cool with that because you can say, oh, I guarantee this is $500 and they'll be like, okay, I'll come back tomorrow for $500 and the police are just waiting there. I mean, that's a safer way to handle it, which is obviously not how I would handle it or have. So I would recommend that advice for everybody. Even if you only have one store in your area, well, that's just easier. That's where the person will go to sell it, probably. So if something goes missing, tell them right away if they buy cards. And you know what? The thief doesn't know if they buy cards or not. They might stop in regardless. So even if they haven't been known to buy singles or card lots or whatever, somebody might still try. So obviously let them know as soon as possible. And like hours make a difference here. And also, don't steal decks. You will get caught. And don't threaten me or my channel when I know where you live. Not a good idea. So that's just another tale from the LGS from hell where horrible people steal from even worse people and then try to sell the shit across town and then get caught because they're a dumbass. But if you want to hear about like the hit and run in the parking lot, where do I even start? Just watch the rest of the damn playlist. They get worse from here. Okay, the best ones are the first couple I made. I'll be perfectly honest. You know what? I've got a question for you guys. Why the hell is this your favorite series on my channel? What? I don't get it. Does it make you feel better about your store? Do you just like my presentation of them? I don't get it. And then again, I watched MTG Lions videos where he talks about groovy geckos. I'm like, oh dude, this is the most entertaining video ever. Even I don't know why. So if you don't know why, just leave a comment saying you don't know why. I don't know why. I hate these videos. Screw that old shop. I hope it burns down with everybody in it. So I'm super ironically saying thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video, damn it. Don't forget to subscribe.